the name of the Father, and of the Son, and of the Holy Spirit, one God, amen. My beloved in Christ, this specific time right now holds something special just for you, my child. There is a limited time for this. Such moments connected to my eternal plan do not linger indefinitely. This is more than something to be curious about. It concerns a deep connection. Hear me well, my child. This is not merely understanding something new or being cautioned. This is me calling you forward, marking a decisive point in your journey. Look closely, my child. There are beings with you right now whom I have sent. They are not here by chance. Their purpose is deep. One carries the design of your life as I planned it before you were born. Another is ready to protect you, but their protection depends on what you decide. They are watching to see how you will respond. You are not like others, my precious one. You have always known this inside you. See things more deeply, with a clearer understanding. The hard roads you traveled, the suffering that felt too much, it wasn't just random pain, it was making you ready. It was preparing you. I've always seen your sorrow, every tear you cried when no one else was near, every instant you felt isolated, every silent request you made when darkness felt near. I witnessed it completely. I remember those times. Your entire past is known to me. And I hold your future past, and those I sent will not stay indefinitely. You faced trials that might have broken others. You came through what others did not, because you are not ordinary. You carry a specific purpose given by me. Will you receive what I am presenting to you? In this moment, you are not here by accident, my child. I guided you here. I moved within your life's path to summon you to this point. You sensed this pull before, didn't you? In times of stillness, in moments of laughter that felt hollow, in achievements that felt incomplete. Those were my earlier gentle calls. But now, my child, my voice is clear and undeniable. It holds a sense of urgency you have not experienced until now. This is a moment for decision. There is no certainty of this chance returning. The feeling you sense inside you right now, that warmth, that movement, is not fear. It is your spirit recognizing this time. Your deepest being remembers this moment because I knew it before the creation of the world. The spiritual realm is very close right now. The ones I sent are ready. Even a brief hesitation on your part carries weight in the spiritual realm. You were created specifically for a time like this, a point of change. You are not meant to live unnoticed, to merely survive, or to repeatedly almost follow my leading. You are intended to face and overcome hard ways of being, to alter the path for those who follow you. The difficulties you have met, the challenges you faced, they have been strong because the purpose I put within you confronts the darkness. The design of your journey, held by the presence close by, holds the purpose I have for you. It is ready to be shown. But know this, my child, the readiness to protect you is not guaranteed. It becomes real when you choose to walk with me. Still, my mercy is here again. The time for this is short now. This is the extent of the time available. Hear me. You hold a power you have not fully understood. Simply being where you are disrupts the darkness. This is why some find it hard to be close to you. The light you carry reveals what they prefer to keep hidden. But until you fully embrace the person I made you to be, that light inside you will hold back instead of shining brightly and clearly. The ones I sent know your true identity in my eyes, my beloved. Their forward movement awaits your consent. You sensed my earlier calls, didn't you, my child? This is not the initial time the spiritual world has sought you. Long before now, there were soft promptings, moments that unsettle your peace, understandings that came in quiet times. Sometimes you felt a heaviness, heard thoughts that felt profoundly true, sensed a presence in a space you couldn't explain. You were not imagining those things, my child. It was me reaching out to you. This is what many people overlook. When I set someone apart, I keep calling until they make room for me, or until the chance is gone. You felt it even when you were small, didn't you? That feeling of being different, of seeing things others missed. Even when others followed the crowd, something inside you hesitated. That wasn't stubbornness, it was protection. You were being kept safe, even from your own tendencies. But then, the pressures of life became stronger. The challenges grew. You started to adjust. My call became lost in the noise of becoming older, of connections that broke, of hurts that went deep. The world attempted to make you forget the person I created you to be. But I have not forgotten you. I have been observing. Every time you resisted something wrong, even when no one else was there, I saw every time you softly asked for help. Even when you weren't sure I could hear, I heard you. Every time you sat with the pain of being alone, choosing not to escape it as others did, that was strength, not a lack of it. You might not have realized it, my child, but those times were making you ready. Every moment spent waiting had meaning. Every silence was important. Every time you were turned away, every difficulty you faced, each one was making you ready inside for what I plan. But understand this, truth, the time for these gentle calls does not last forever. You know that feeling of almost deciding to follow, of sensing a powerful inner drawing, only to wait until it disappears. That isn't just forgetting, it's your spirit's willingness becoming worn down, and you have paid a price for it. Still, my mercy is extended to you again, so I am calling you again. This time is not apart from everything that happened before. It is the continuation, a fresh invitation. But the way I am calling has changed. This time it is not a soft touch. It holds a pressing need that you must send. This is a call for decision, not just a simple new beginning. That is why it feels heavier. Its importance is greater now. The time is short. The purpose I put inside you is no longer just beginning. It is ready to be lived out. And the time to live it out does not wait. That design for your life is the very one I planned for you before you were born. It is being kept ready, not because it needed finishing, but because you must agree for it to be accessed. You must make the path clear for it to be shown. And once it is, you will remember the truth of the person you were always intended to be. The grand possibilities you sensed, the ones that seemed beyond reach, understand this, my child. They were not mere fantasies. They were showings of the life I hold for you. That is the genuine self I know, my precious one, not the self burdened by doubt or exhaustion. The self I know you to be already stands beside me in a position of strength. Yet, my child, you cannot fully occupy that strong place until you grasp the truth of your identity as seen by me. This is the reason those I sent have come back to you now. It is because a part of your spirit has stirred once more. The sense of being unresponsive is lessening. That spark within you is glowing bright again. The dark one wished for hopelessness to chain you, for hurt to consume you entirely. Yet, my beloved child, you lifted yourself up, and I witnessed it. I am not far from your suffering. The The deep feeling you carry within is evidence that your spirit remains awake and able to sense. If you were truly gone astray, you would experience nothing, but you experience things profoundly, and that ability to sense is something I have given you, a path to recognize what is real. The dark one labeled it a weakness to try and quiet it, but I name it clear seeing. And so you find yourself here once more, my child, standing before a moment of choosing. This time, however, the path opening before you is solid, both in the world you cannot see and the world you can touch. The very spot where you are in this present moment within your own surroundings carries significant weight. It is a place where a crucial turning point is set for you. Do you remember that quiet inner call you sensed before? It has returned, my child, and it feels more urgent now. A distinct period of favor is available to you at this very instant. It does not stretch on forever. This specific time has a clear limit, granted precisely for this reason, because this chance will not be here always. Grasp this truth, my child. The decision you make in this place does not concern only your own existence. It extends outward, linking to other souls, even those you have not yet encountered. What you settle upon right now holds consequence for a great many. Each instant you delay sends ripples into realms you cannot sense. This summons is not solely for your personal welfare. It is for every spirit joined with yours. It is for those who will live after you, for the influence you are intended to bring, for the load you were created to ease. This instant is not merely about your individual comfort. It is about the larger narrative that is revealing itself. Can you bring it back to mind? Can you follow the thread of this inner urging to its very first appearance? Can you sense its significance now? This voice is not that of dread. It is the voice of reality. And reality, when embraced, leads to liberty. The road ahead remains open to you, my precious child. It is not blocked. Those who wait for you have not yet gone. You are living through a period of unmerited kindness, not because you have deserved it, but because I continue to perceive something within you, something you have let slip from your memory, but it is held perfectly in my awareness at this precise instant. My child, you are positioned within a hallowed stillness, a place where the outcomes have been suspended, though not erased completely, and my favor is upholding that limit. My favor is like an entryway held wide, not a veil concealing all. It presents you with an opportunity to step forward, to come back, to make your selection. But that entry will not remain accessible indefinitely. This is the tension you sense within yourself, the silent battle between desiring comfort and responding to your true calling. One impulse softly suggests, stay safe. The other urges strongly, step forth. Now, you have felt yourself drawn in opposing ways, hesitating between putting things off and advancing toward the path intended for you. Yet my favor has boundaries, my cherished child, and those boundaries are approaching gently, exactly with purpose. They have remained in place because I continue to wait with expectation. They have witnessed others reject this very same invitation. They have observed spirits slide back into apathy. But a flicker still lives within you. You are not entirely dormant. You are not outside my grasp. This is the reason they returned. This is the reason this specific time was prepared. Pay attention to what is real. My favor is not frailty. It is a chance presented, But when it is disregarded, it stands as the most undeniable testimony against you. This period of unmerited favor has been granted to you for a single purpose, because you are fundamental to my intention. You are not simply here, you are indispensable. That which I have set within you cannot be substituted. Should you turn aside, my child, there will be grief for what might have unfolded. You already understand this. That is why you have experienced such profound discomfort in settings where others feel at ease. That is why yielding feels like suffering to your spirit. It is not due to excessive sensitivity. It is because you are specially selected. You were never created to thrive while living wrongly. You were never designed to find rest in the shadows. That constricted feeling in your chest when you act against my will, that is my favor reaching out to your inner self. It is reaching out in this moment. My favor is not inactive, it actively pursues you. But there comes a threshold. There is an instant when holding back turns into opposition, when posing becomes a spiritual turning aside. You are approaching that critical point, not because you possess ill intent. You say to yourself, another time. You assure yourself, soon. But the passage of days is not promised. My favor does not extend without end. An unmerited kindness, when rejected, transforms into its natural outcome. I am long suffering, my child, but I am not to be treated lightly. That is the method of the shadow, to make stepping aside feel ordinary until it appears like liberation. But it is not liberation, it is a restriction, cloaked in pleasant sensations, a confinement masked as ease. And my favor continues to illuminate the exit for you. Do not treat it without respect. You have received this extra allowance of time for your spirit, my precious one. Not for wandering aimlessly, but for making your selection. I am not requesting flawlessness from you. I am requesting an acknowledgement. Will you acknowledge me this time? Will you permit my favor to accomplish its purpose within you? You have not strayed too far to return, my child. That thought is the falsehood. That thought is the entrapment. If those who serve me are still waiting, it means you are still desired. But the stillness of my favor can be misunderstood as being distant. Do not delay until my voice is silent to recognize I was present all along. Do not allow your inner self to become unyielding. Do not let yourself be diverted by trivial matters while I remain poised. Otherwise, you find yourself facing the same difficulties repeatedly. Do you perceive it? The weight upon you, the stirring within your spirit. That is not anguish, that is the resonance of my nearness, drawing close, anticipating your reply. This concerns more than temporary sensations, my child. This concerns eternal realities. Cease regarding this as something external, merely to witness. This is not a short communication. This is not something simply to appreciate or pass along. This is an instant demanding a response from you. You are not required to grasp every detail. You are simply required to heed and act. Clear the path, affirm your agreement, return to your rightful position before my favor withdraws from you. Certain things you seek will not manifest until you make your reply. I value what comes from a deep knowing within, not what is simply convenient. That deep knowing is something I give you. If you still sense that inner pull, it means your spirit is awake and responsive. Underfoot is a miracle and a ritual, but that inner urge won't last forever. Still, my gentle hand is always near. So listen and act now while you still perceive my call. while others still await your response. Because if you let this moment pass without changing course, you might not encounter this chance again. Responding now is like making a solemn promise, a way of declaring, I accept this truth and give it my full focus. Those things that drew you off course weren't random occurrences, my child. Every unexpected turn wasn't by chance. You weren't merely occupied. You were specifically aimed at the one who opposes me. It doesn't always strike with great noise or chaos. Sometimes the attack is silent. Not every challenge arrives with a crash. Some approach softly, appearing as peace or comfort. Being pulled away is a tactic meant to slow you down, and it's been used effectively against you. Reflect on recent times. The timing wasn't accidental. Just as your heart began to lean towards following me, something showed up. Perhaps it looked like a good chance, or a bond that felt right. Or maybe it was a sudden wave of worry, tiredness, or muddled thoughts. You were caught in a web of disruption, unhelpful voices, unsuitable environments, connections that weren't right, all designed not just to pull you off track, but to softly dim that inner yearning for me. Being led astray doesn't yell at you, it whispers and tempts. It tells you harmful choices are looking after yourself. It calls giving in, building bridges. It names not caring, taking a break. It assures you there's plenty of time, that you can start whenever you like. It gives your mind pleasant ideas while your spirit remains unfed. And as you're pulled in different directions, the capability I put inside you slowly shrinks. One thought at a time, waiting becomes your habit. The warmth you once felt inside becomes just something you remember. But understand this deep truth, my child. Even now I remain close, and I have sent others to stand with you because I see the ability I placed in you. Despite all the confusion, my precious child, you may have felt this period was for peaceful rest or healing. But the one who opposes you meant it to be a gradual dimming, a state where you felt very little. It wasn't only past wounds that kept you stuck, it was also a deceptive stillness, a place where I never intended for you to stay. While you settled there, the strengths I gave you became inactive. What you once clearly knew to be right grew hazy, and your readiness to step ahead just vanished. This is how the shadow works, not with loud chaos or muddle, but with a gentle lulling sound. My beloved child, your reason for being is not lost. I called you to bring light into shadowed areas, not to make your home there, and something within you started to adapt to match that stillness. It happened gradually, nearly without you realizing. You might have appeared calm outwardly, but the warmth inside you lessened. This is how the things that distract you win. Not by striking suddenly, but by slowly wearing you away. But I did not leave you in that state, my child, because I still saw the gifts I put inside you. It's difficult to perceive the way I set for you when your thoughts are crowded with the ideas and words of others. It's hard to sense my gentle guidance when you bear the weight of what others expect, especially those who don't understand the plan I have for you. You started depending on their approval as if it were essential. Finding comfort began to rely on whether they noticed you, and little by little their influence became stronger than my voice, the one that used to make your heart feel vibrant and full of awe. Now, my child, you find yourself here, not empty within, but sensing a deep lack, not without life, but feeling less vibrant, less clear. And I am near you again, not to show you where you faltered, but to summon you ahead. You feel an inner stirring, a sense of unease deep inside you. Not because I am unhappy with you, my beloved one, but because I am close. That feeling that you need to shift is a signal of my presence right beside you. You haven't lost your direction. You are simply in a space crowded with many sounds competing for your focus. And now the choice before you is to quiet those competing sounds. My child, you are not without inner strength. You are not truly stuck in this place, but you are surrounded. The things that draw you off course are like layers of confused emotions, habits that cause hurt, thoughts that endlessly repeat. They've constructed walls around the warmth I put inside you, and unless you recognize them for what they truly are, they will keep taking from you without your awareness, not by force, but by gently drawing you away from what is important. I created you for something far grander than this slow dimming. I made you to be a power that confronts the shadow, but settling for what felt easy made you quiet. And now I wait. And others who see as I do also wait, not just for you to acknowledge this truth in your mind, but for a genuine change and action from you. This moment requires a clear separation, a sacred setting aside. I am not simply asking you to exert more effort, my cherished child. I am calling you to withdraw, to release the bonds that hold you, to shut the openings that have allowed things to scatter your focus. This is because the deeper understanding of your purpose is not found in noisy places. It is found in the stillness that follows when you choose to walk the path I guide you on. You may have wondered why the clear visions you once had faded, why the inner promptings you felt became less clear, why your ability to discern what is true from what is false lessened. But I do not share the unique space I hold within you with anything that takes my rightful position. And these things that occupy my place don't always appear as obvious idols. Sometimes they look like needing acceptance from others. Sometimes they look like needing everything to remain unchanged. Sometimes they look like accepting what feels merely adequate. But anything that occupies the place in your heart meant only for me is something that draws you away from my presence. My bringing forth all I have prepared for your journey is linked to your readiness to clear away these things. This isn't just about making external changes. Letting my presence fill you completely is what matters now. My child, I am not waiting for you to be perfect. I am waiting for your choice to turn towards me. When you decide to focus your attention on me, I reveal the way forward for you. When you choose to see things clearly, the purpose I have for your life begins to show itself. And I, who have kept the knowledge of your journey safe all this time, will now bring you into the next part of your walk with me. This is why the things that drew you away came with such force, my precious child. Because the one who opposes me understood what I intended for your life. And my enemy was afraid of what would happen if you ever fully stepped into it. So he sought to exhaust you, distract you with trivial concerns, entangle you in challenging relationships, and silence your inner self. But now, the cloud is clearing, my beloved, and you are starting to recall you were not created to be silent in your spirit. You are meant to shine with intensity. You are meant to speak with power. And what drew you off course no longer has a hold on you. Others who looked far into the future witnessed this exact time, my child, long before your eyes saw the importance of the time you were in, long before your ears heard the quiet rhythm of my invitation. This very moment was perceived in the spiritual realm long ago, spoken of by those who bore the weight of future events. What feels like something new happening now is the unfolding of what was viewed long ago. You are not awakening alone, my child. You are part of a greater pattern I am creating. You are joining others I have set aside. Many others are being moved right now, just as you are. Everywhere, speaking every language, people are sensing the same pull, the same pressing need, the same quiet call saying, this is the time. And yet, none of them occupy the precise place you do, my beloved one, because the way ahead for you, the specific purpose for your life, is uniquely yours. You have pondered why your challenges felt so individual, why the waiting seemed designed specifically for you, why even in quiet times a subtle sense of incompleteness lingered. That is because you are living precisely within the time that was foreseen long ago. Your identity was recognized in a future sight. My gaze has always remained upon you, my child. There were times when those with foresight grieved for ones like you, ones who might awaken later than anticipated, yet precisely at the necessary moment, they perceived the radiance and power that could move through you. They viewed the return of my spirit to your lineage and the weakening grip of darkness. They called out urgently for your protection, my precious child, and I did not forget. Your presence is part of the response to those urgent pleas. This is the era that was indicated by those who saw the future, my child. The time when those who felt out of place, who felt unnoticed, suddenly start to ascend. People who don't conform to limited ways of thought, who bear the scars of pain, but also the power I have provided, who are done concealing themselves and are prepared for my intentions. My child, I saw you. I knew your name. I chose you specifically. But the future that was viewed does not unfold automatically. It needs your consent. You are not merely living through this time. You have a role you must fulfill within it. The truths spoken about the future are like ways in. They only grant entry when you act on them by choosing to follow where I guide. What I knew you could be, the one who stands against me, has attempted to hinder. But no obstacle can stand against a heart ready to agree with my call. Do not underestimate the significance of this time. The journey I have prepared for you is not newly formed, it is prepared. The next move anticipates your arrival, but it cannot be made without your participation. And moving forward now will respond to an invitation that has echoed for ages. You have been given my grace, my child, and you also bear a duty. This is why I keep speaking these truths to you, not for mere comfort, but to stir you awake. My voice is not another distraction, but a guide to clarity. And if my words have moved you deeply, my beloved, if you sense the importance of my purpose for you resonating within, remain near me. If you sense my guidance in this matter, my child, if these truths feel right and true inside, you know there is also a way you can advance my intentions through your readiness to share what I have given you. Each time you give from your heart, my truth is heard more widely. It is more than just assistance. It is becoming one with me in my work. You don't just witness my plans unfold, you help them happen because your heart is ready. But regardless of whether I guide you to act in that specific manner, the most important thing is your response within your heart and your life. You are living during an era that was foretold ages past. This isn't about receiving spiritual recognition from others. This is about ancient declarations becoming reality right before you. You know about what draws you, of course. You have heard about the periods of waiting. Now I am bringing to your awareness the specific plan I have for you. Your coming into being was not a guess for me, my child. It was not random that I gave you your voice, your appearance, the journey of your life. I saw everything about you and I still affirmed you. Now I await your affirmation. This is not solely about your personal freedom. It is about fulfilling what was declared in ancient time. Blessings are waiting, hell ready, waiting for your agreement. My purposes for you are waiting to be revealed, my child. But they need your complete consent. I will not compel you to act, but there is a right time for all things, and the moment for this particular step is now. Do not allow this time of great possibility to slip away. There are no remaining reasons to pause, no further delays that can be explained away. You have been led to this place, softly brought to remembrance, shown with clarity, awakened to the present reality. Now step forward, my precious child. This time you are living through now is deeply important. A moment noticed even in my own dwelling place. What happens now is marked down. The truth of why I made you isn't just a thought. It's prepared to be shown. When that wall inside you falls away, things you couldn't see clearly will become plain. What felt like a burden will feel right and holy. The quiet part of you will start to speak loudly. This isn't just for you alone, my precious one. It touches everything tied to your life. There are beings close by you, sent from where I am. They have work to do. They aren't just beautiful spirits. They bring change and carry my power and a holy task. Their being right here now isn't by chance. It's planned. One of them holds the path I set out for you. The truth of why you exist, held safe. The other carries what you need to be safe, to break through what holds you back and to watch over you as you follow me. They weren't just passing by. Send them specifically to stand at your door for this time. And they can't move ahead without you agreeing. The truth of why I made you isn't hidden from me, my child. It wasn't a maybe. It was written down, confirmed, and made sure in my home. Those things you thought were just dreams, they were actually glimpses of what's inside you. Pieces, hints, holy previews I put deep in your spirit the moment you first were. But this truth stays hidden until the part of you that knows me says yes. And that yes has to be total. That's why one is waiting. Because the path I have for you can't be walked halfway. You have to give yourself fully to it. Protection doesn't just happen. It starts when you walk close to me. There are some fights you weren't meant to fight by yourself. That's not hard on you. It's just how things work in my realm. My power moves through you when you walk with my will. But they don't do anything until I give the sign, and that sign comes through you. They aren't just standing guard. They are powerful forces let loose when you give yourself to me. And now they wait. The truth of why I made you matters greatly. Inside it are lives you don't know yet. People whose paths are tied to you, saying yes, many lives, many good works, many ways of making things right and showing beauty are held within this plan. And you felt this weight for years without knowing why. Now you understand. It's the path I meant for you. It's the truth of why you're here, and only you can let it happen. That feeling wasn't just being confused. It was your spirit remembering something holy. The part of you that knows me remembers what your body and mind might have forgotten. The sense that this is important isn't doubt, it's the stirring of why I made you. The nights you couldn't rest, the strong feelings that came out of nowhere, the sense that life had to be bigger than this. That was the truth of why you were here, stirring in the quiet parts of your life. You don't need more proof. You don't need another sign. That knowing deep inside you is all the proof you need. The very fact that you are hearing these words, feeling that stirring deep inside you, that is your sign. They aren't waiting for you to be perfect. They are waiting for your readiness to step out. I work through hearts that say, yes, my cherished child, not hearts that have no mistakes. Listen now carefully. If you say yes, the truth of why I made you is revealed. And when that happens, you will see things with a clearness you haven't known, but it won't be easy. Your saying yes will bring things against you. Your giving yourself to me will change the air around you. The one who opposes me will push back, because once this truth is shown, you can't stay hidden. You won't just drift anymore. You will walk with clear purpose. The strength I give you is your certainty. My help will be right there with you. This is why they are ready. They can't move until you start. Things in my realm work in an ordered way. Holy action follows holy structure. Your willingness opens paths. Your giving yourself starts things moving. Until then, they wait, not just sitting there, not doing nothing, but with a patience that is bigger than time itself. Because I won't force you onto the path I have for you. My love never makes you. It always calls you forward. This isn't just a feeling, it's us working together. When you say yes, the truth of why I made you doesn't just show you things, it changes who you are at your core. For this truth does more than describe your identity, it awakens the self you have always been in my sight. You will feel this change not as a big show, but as a quiet knowing inside you. Things will become easier to see. The struggle inside will quiet down. That deep wish in your heart will start to show itself. You might feel strong feelings and not know why. You will sense the path ahead even before you see the clear steps. Because this truth brings the real you into step with my own rhythm. And the strength I give you isn't just to look at, it's for doing things. There are old influences tied to your family that your choice is about to break apart. There are places where dark forces have found their way in for a long time, through old pains, through fear, through things kept hidden. The strength I give you has the right to close those places forever. This isn't just a picture, it is real truth in the spirit. Every hard thing you faced, every problem that wouldn't go away, every habit that made you sad, they don't lose their grip because you try harder. They lose their grip when the truth of why I made you is shown. Stepping into your true purpose diminishes the power of what once confined you. When you take hold of the truth of why I brought you into being, everything that held you starts to let go. What you want deep down will change. Your deepest hopes will line up with mine, because you aren't just trying to act a certain way anymore. You are walking as the person you truly are. This truth shows you where you belong with me. The strength I give you makes that place sure. And they are still waiting. You have been at this place before, my beloved one. You felt how important it was. You felt the feelings right at this edge. But this time is different. There is a readiness now. This truth is stirring. This strength is ready. This call is the one for this moment. Stop just thinking about it. Stop waiting. Stop seeing it as just an idea when it is a truth from my realm. And this time isn't just about feeling something. It's about giving yourself. You have been tested, my child, not just faced small problems or hard things, tested deeply through times that stretched you. There were times, my child, when it felt like you were losing your footing. But those very moments revealed the deep support that upholds you. It wasn't about what was removed from your life. It was about the inner core that remained. You held on to belief even when it seemed dim. You clung to expectation even when the path ahead was hidden. You kept moving forward even when the silence felt louder than your own voice. This was not a penalty. This was a necessary unfold. Certain things were allowed to detach, my precious one, not because you lacked inherent value, but because I was making you ready. You were not falling apart, you were being shaped. What looked like ruin was actually my hand crafting something new, because I knew you possessed the strength to walk through such intensity. There are trials that make no sense from a worldly view, my child. Challenges that pull you far from ease. Tests that make you question your very being. Hardships that bring no outward recognition. You experience them, and while others may not have understood your quiet seasons, I saw your unwavering spirit. You navigated intense difficulty and still held on to belief. Not without struggle, but without yielding. You have passed through this time of testing, and though it left its mark, those marks are not symbols of defeat. They are proof of your resilience. They are your spiritual posture, evidence that you didn't just get through it. The difficult times you wept through were instrumental in forming who you are, my child. What you released taught you true loneliness of heart. Your solitary moments taught you to hear deeply. You learned to discern my whispers, not in crowded spaces, but when you felt undone. The experiences that felt like losing weren't random. They were woven into my design. Certain aspects of your life needed to detach, not because they were bad, but because they confined you, offered false ease, or scattered your attention. The journey I've set for you is too weighty to share with those whose affection was tied only to your former self. That parting was a mercy. You didn't see at the time what felt like being abandoned. It was actually me placing you exactly where you needed to be. So those ties needed to loosen, not because I was distancing you, but because I was shielding you. The sacred purpose I hold for you requires space to reveal itself. I often clear the path by letting things go before I show you the next footstep. This is a pattern in my workings. This is what has been happening in your life. You have changed. Your responses are not the same. The challenging times have altered you completely, not just outside, but in your deepest core. That's the reason for hardships. They don't just bring pain, they illuminate what truly counts. They uncover reality and strip away illusion. You possess greater inner fortitude now, and your understanding is sharper. The difficulties you endured have prepared you, and others sense this shift. That's why things are changing around you. Because stepping into my greater intentions is not for those who haven't faced trials. Only those who have journeyed through hardship receive my holy direction. And you, my precious child, silent in your suffering, weary from the road, wounded within, you have shown your capacity. You did not yield. That enduring spirit is what made you prepared. The nature of the challenges before you is shifting. Instead of merely bearing hardship, you are approaching the moment to step into what I hold for you. It's no longer just about enduring. It's about complete reliance on me. The path ahead is different from the one behind. It's not about carrying pain, it's about carrying the influence